Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We forget to do things. We don't notice all that we should. We accidentally drop a vase, for instance, so that it breaks into pieces. Unpleasant things happen even though we don't want them to happen. This is called life. There is, however, an area of life where no such thing as a mishap or an unintentional error does exist. This area is the traffic. When we sit on the driver's seat and start a car, it is assumed that everything we do after that is intentional. If we make an error, it is not called an error, but a crime. A deliberate crime. And because we cannot suddenly become an infallible robot who is incapable to make errors, we continue to make errors from time to time as we do in our normal life. And that makes us traffic criminals. And what is our worst possible crime in traffic? If you watch this video, you probably guess. Yes. It is the speeding. You become guilty of speeding when you exceed the speed limit either deliberately or by mistake. And remember, there are no such things as unintentional mistakes in traffic. There are only crimes. The newspapers have made speeding one of the most important things in a modern life. They tell about it every day. They make money by publishing shocking news about speeding. And the government makes money when drivers exceed the speed limit. The number of speeding tickets has increased practically in all countries. According to the newspaper Guardian, more than 1.7 million fixed penalty notices were given to drivers in 2006. Up from 712,000 in 1997. The number of speeding tickets has more than doubled in 10 years. And according to the Finnish newspaper Helsingin Sanomat, the number of speeding tickets in Finland was over 300,000 in 2009. 3 years earlier it was only 133,000. The number of speeding tickets has more than doubled during a 3-year period. The newspaper estimates that more speeding tickets are given to drivers again in 2010. The number of speeding tickets has also increased in the United States, where more than 41 million penalties for exceeding the speed limit are given every year. The number of speeding tickets in Great Britain is about 2.9% of the whole population, and in Finland it is almost 6%. In the United States, the number of speeding tickets in a year is 13.5% of the population. One driver can, of course, get more than one penalty notice.
Telling all the neighbors here today, young Bert has written home to say no presents on the way. Everybody gathered round to hear the letter read, and they didn't half get excited, for this is what it said.
There was an article about speeding in the British newspaper Telegraph in August 2010. In the headline, the writer, Philip Johnston, said that speed cameras will make criminals of us all. He pointed out that the police risk losing public support in their campaign for road safety because of the speed cameras. He made a confession and wrote that at the weekend, he drove back to London from Devon at speeds occasionally exceeding 70 miles per hour along what were, for the time of year, unusually empty motorways and trunk roads. He continued and wrote that according to Julie Spence, the outgoing chief constable of Cambridgeshire, this makes he guilty of antisocial behaviour. Does it? Is this the lesson that the authorities want us to learn by increasing control, and by penalizing us, if necessary? Can anybody see a bigger picture here? Except that the government wants to get more money from drivers, there are some other targets, which are not so commonly known. Generally speaking, the purpose of the increased traffic control and increased punishing of people is to educate citizens to be more obedient, not only in traffic, but in all areas of life. Safety, which is the magic word of the modern society, is used as an excuse to remove freedom from citizens step by step and to increase the power of those who control the laws. The Western society is changing into a police state and dictatorship behind the facade of the democracy. Because the process is slow, most of the people do not realize it. People should not forget the famous quotation of Benjamin Franklin: "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety."